Okay, officially starting our group chat right now. I have my wife, special guest Amy, who's going to be divisional manager of my store, is going to be doing some training on the chat today as well because she needs a little practice. And we just had everybody list the biggest issues on eBay, so we're going to go down the list now and figure out, answer all your questions on what your problems are flipping phones. And someone just said my name. Who's that? Someone just say, David? Randy says your problem is time. Okay, well, we can help you out with that as well. I'll answer that one. Josh says getting better at Macbok appraisals. Corey says seller restrictions. All right, let's start off because I want Amy to get a little practice, and we'll switch off back and forth. So you get this one right here. First one, Eric, motivating people to sell a $50 phone for less than $20. So I want you to tell everybody, how do you do that? You get the floor.
Okay. Well, just being open and honest with them. Doing it, and I usually tell them straight up how much I'm going to get for it. I'll look on eBay, and sell it for $50. I'll tell them straight up. You know, right now, I can only get $50 for them. So basically, once I factor in eBay keeping 10% and PayPal keeping 30%. Sorry about that. eBay keeps 10, PayPal keeps 3, and by the time I pay shipping and all my other, how much money's left over. I tell them straight out how much I stand to profit. I don't hold anything back, and you know, I said you can get $50 for it yourself all day long if you sell it, but if you're looking for the quick buck and you're just looking to get rid of it, I'm more than here, happy to take it for you.
What do we offer on a $50 phone right now?
A $50 phone?
Yeah.
Roughly $8 to $13 on average.
Yeah.
On $50 phone.
On a $50 phone. When was the last time I bought a $50 phone for $13?
I don't really buy $50 phones too much.
Right. So what do you normally get? I'm pretty sure you're not offering $8 to $13.
But do you find that
I usually buy them for $5.
would you find that it's hard to motivate people to actually meet you at a location, $10 or $5, unless some people have like lots of stuff, but if someone just has like one $50 phone, then I get a lot of.
I get it all the time. You know, it's sometimes I'll come to them for $5. You know, let me just mute everybody really quick, and then I'll answer because there's a lot of background noise. Yeah. So. If it's a $5 phone, it's a little bit harder to get someone to do it. But most people will. A lot of these people that sell these phones, they just want some cigarette money, or gas money, whatever. You know, so if they're like 5-10 minutes away, just drive to them and do it. Because if you pay $5 on a $50 phone, you're still making $40. And for most of you guys, that's more than most of you guys make it an hour at your jobs. I don't know if any of you guys here are making more than $30 an hour. So it's still worth it to go drive 10 minutes to make $40, right? I mean, say yes to the chat, guys, if it's worth for you to put 15 minutes of work in to make $40. Say yes. I mean, some of you guys here are only making 11, 12 to 15 bucks an hour. So, I mean, in that situation, you should be driving to make a $30 profit. If you can't make that money per hour, then you should definitely go do it and drive. Even if you got to drive 20 minutes. I mean, shit, even if it's a 20-minute drive, and you get there and you offer them $5 to the phone and you make $40, you made $40 in an hour. If you're not making $40 an hour in your job, you just made extra money. Does that make sense? So it looks like everybody here, pretty much most of you guys would be willing to do that. All right. And then when you get there, the thing is sometimes those deals always lead into other deals. So you get one phone and then you flip them into the next couple items. You press them. Do you have any MacBooks? Do you have any laptops? Do you have any old iPods? Because then you can upsell, and then that trip turns in from a $40 profit into a $70 or $80 profit on the upsell. That makes sense? There's many times when I was driving to meet people, I'd go there for a $5 item, and I'd come back with 3 or 4 of those suckers. And you got 3 $5 items that you sell for $50 a piece. You're spending $15 and making $150. Now you're up to $120 to $130 per hour profit. And I know nobody here is making that kind of money. You wouldn't have signed up for my course if you were making $100 an hour. You wouldn't be signing up for an eBay course, okay? So, that's what you do, guys. But you got to have the intention that when you go there, you're going to make money. You don't just go there with, oh, it's just a $5 phone. This sucks. If you have that attitude, you're going to get exactly that, which is shit. But if you have the attitude that you're going to make lots of money, You go there and you press them for every bit that you can. You squeeze every bit of blood out of that stone you can grab. And that's how you make a lot of money in this business. Make sense? Marcus says, I'll drive one way for $50. Yeah. I mean, I used to when I was young and hungry, you know, and starting this business off, I would drive 45 minutes to make $60 because I wasn't making $60 an hour at my job. As a carpet cleaner, I fucking made $300 for the entire week, busting my ass, lifting a 100-pound carpet machine up the stairs. You're damn right I'll travel an hour to make $60, right? So if you guys are snobbing your nose at, you know, iPhone 5Cs that are cracked or lower-grade phones, well, ask yourself, you make $50 an hour? You make $30 an hour? Well, no, what the hell's the problem then? You know, get out there, stop buying this stuff. My daughter just knocked over my light. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wasn't so much that. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Eric. Yep.
It wasn't so much that I wasn't motivated to buy it, but I just didn't feel like confident that I could convince the other person to actually meet me for $5. You know, I've gotten reactions like "LOL" and "No way, man," and
yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? And I'm doing actually a webinar on high-level persuasion tomorrow in a millionaire mastermind that I'm part of. I'm running the webinar. So, but one of the things I'm going to teach tomorrow is part of persuasion in sales is believing that you can do it, right? So, you know, I'm going to say this because Amy's right next to me. But when I met Amy, I was dating a lot of girls. And Amy knows that I was pretty good with women in the past, dating, okay? And one of the things is I had the belief that I could get any girl that I wanted. And usually worked pretty well. And obviously I got Amy because I was doing pretty well and chose her. So, you know, if you have the belief that people will do what you want, you'll usually get the results that you believe in. If you don't think they will, you're going to get that as well, right? So if you don't think anybody is going to sell you phones for dirt cheap, you're probably not going to buy any phones for dirt cheap. If you don't think anybody's going to drive that far to see you, you're not getting a lot of people drive that far to see you. But if you're like, I can get people to drive an hour to sell me a phone for $5, you're going to get that. I was teaching my friend the other day on dating, right? And this kid wasn't very good on dating at all. I got him to convince a girl to drive 2 hours to go spend the night with them on a weekend. And this guy was terrible with girls, right? And he could not believe it. He said, there's no way she's going to do this. He fought me tooth and nail. I said, well, if you believe that shit, that's what's going to happen. I'm like, just tell her this. And I told him exactly what to type in the text. And you wouldn't believe the things this girl was saying to him over the phone by the time we were done. All the stuff she was going to do, it was crazy. Anyways, I hope that's not too graphic for you guys watching this replay. But I'm telling you guys, if you believe you can get people to do things, you will have amazing power and persuasion, okay? Anyways, I'm going to be having guys message me about dating after this video. No, I'm just kidding. But the belief starts there with you. All right, guys, you want good results. You want to make $100 a phone, $200 a phone. You want to get people coming to your house to sell you. You got to believe they're going to do it first. And then after that, it's easy. Then you just convince them to do it. Josh is excited to be there. Don't get effed up, David. Laugh out loud. All right. Let's look at some of the other questions we got here. Sam says, I'm waiting for my eBay limits to increase. I've been selling on offer, Craigslist, and Let Go. 90% of the people who contact me have been all scams. Is there anything you suggest to limit this, or is just what comes with the territory? All right. So if most of the people that are trying to sell you, what you're trying to sell your item, Sam, or buy when you say they're all been scams? Sam, why don't you unmute yourself and then so I can talk to you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I've been buying on Craigslist, which that's actually been pretty easy, but I'm trying to resell on Craigslist and these other avenues. And I'm telling you, man, I had like 15 text messages and phone calls. That was all, can you ship out, send me your PayPal, and it was the same exact thing over and over.
This is a great question here because Sam has eBay restrictions. So for any of you guys that are restricted on selling phones on eBay right now, you can only sell so many. This is great, okay? Corey says, I can't stand meeting these idiots on Facebook. Yes, unfortunately, a lot of these local people are idiots. And you're going to get a bunch of lowballers, morons, and scams, unfortunately. If you're not getting sales, though, that's inevitable. You're going to get morons, idiots, and scams and lowballers, okay? But you should be getting people that sell you at the right price as well. Offer you the right price. If you're not getting that, your stuff is probably priced too high. The higher priced your item is, the more scams you get. So if you're not in the ballpark with your price, you're going to get a lot of bullshit. Okay, does that make sense, Sam? So check your price. Now, you're not going to get the same price on Craigslist as you are on eBay. you'll probably get the price that you would on eBay minus the eBay fees is usually what it ends up selling for on Craigslist, and maybe a little bit less. So it's not optimal to sell locally, but one, it's cash money in your pocket right away. You don't have to wait for PayPal to release the funds or anything. And two, there's no limits on how much you can sell locally. You can buy and flip as fast as you want. All right. So if you guys are restricted on eBay, I highly recommend selling locally on Craigslist or Facebook. Just make sure you price it right and price a little lower than what you're selling on eBay for. It will not sell at the same price that it will sell for on eBay. Did that answer your question? Any questions? Sam?
Yeah, that's great. I've been pricing them, at eBay prices, and that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'll lower some of those prices.
You're saving the fees too, so it's not like you're losing money if you price it lower. You're just, you're not paying what the eBay fees would be. So even if you sell at the price that you would minus eBay fees, you're still getting the same amount of money. Does that make sense?
Yep. Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Marcus says, ever since I took your course and learned how to figure out what the average sale price is, I move stuff very easy now. No scammers for me. Bam. Good job, Marcus. Excellent. And Marcus, I'm going to get to you in a little bit. I want to get some of these training questions out so I can help train Amy. Let's look at the question. So Eric had that question. Let's see the next one. Barry said, how do you appraise a phone that's not cracked, but the screen is raised in the corner? So I'm going to let that's another one for Amy. So Barry, why don't you unmute yourself, and I'm going to have Amy train you on that really quick.
Hey, how's it going, Amy?
Good. How are you, Barry?
Doing well. Yeah, I've got I got someone who wants to sell me their phone. The screen is not cracked, and it looks like there's nothing wrong with the LCD, but the corner of the screen looks like it's raised. I have another phone that I bought yesterday. It's kind of like this. It's kind of raised like this. This one's cracked though, and I kind of just appraise that as a bad LCD. But if it's just raised, is that more of just a bent issue? Or is that I looked at a video and someone claimed it could have been a battery issue, saying that the battery might be bad.
It depends where it's raised, but in any event, usually if the screen is raised up off of the frame, it usually means it's going to need a new screen. In my experience, from a repair point of view.
Okay.
So I would appraise it as a cracked screen, but more on the higher end of the appraisals. That's how I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Yeah, so I would appraise it as a cracked.
Yeah, if there's any damage done to the screen, we always appraise it as cracked. Now, another question like that, Barry, right? A lot of people are asking me questions like this in the Facebook group a lot. They're like, Dave, if a phone has bad Wi-Fi or if it has a bad home button, if there's nothing else wrong with it and there's just one problem, usually if you appraised it as cracked, the price will generally be around the same. So, for example, let's say the screen's good, but the home button doesn't work. Appraise it, same price as cracked. The screen's good, but the Wi-Fi doesn't work. Appraise it, same price as cracked. For charge port, same thing. Screen works fine, charge port's bad. Appraise it, the same thing as cracked, because it's hard to find appraisals for that problem, right? But it's easy to find appraisals if it's just cracked. Does that make sense? So that's what we use for those problems. Now, if there's multiple issues, then you've just got to kind of use your head and figure out how much would that take away with both of these problems. So let's say, for example, if it's cracked and it's got a bad charge port, then we have to appraise at the cracked price and then probably another 30% off or something like that I'm going to knock off. I'm always going to be on the side of caution and go lower than what – I'm not going to try to go exact. I'm just going to kind of guesstimate, but I'm always going to go lower than what I think on that and then try to work my way up with the customer if I have to get the deal.
Okay. All right.
Cracked or damaged, that's the rule to go by. It's the same thing.
All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, this was just the second time I came up with this issue, and I was having questions. So,
you can explain it to the customer the same way. If the screen is lifting, and just explain how Amy says, probably going to have to need a new screen. So either way, we're going to have to appraise that as cracked. If they like, oh man, but it's just raised up just a little bit, but everything else is mint condition. People are always going to try to squeeze every bit they can out of you, right?
Right.
Just explain that to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Randy says, I got $260 for that cracked 6S Plus with no home button, paid $100. Bam. Wow. Good job, Randy. Excellent. Let's go through the questions some more here. Corey says, right now I'm trouble selling my phones at eBay, but trying to sell other phones I picked up by Facebook, and it's a headache. So I think we answered that question already about selling locally. And unfortunately, it is kind of a pain in the ass right now because you're going to have to meet people twice, once to buy and then once to sell. But it's only going to last 60 to 90 days if you get that eBay restriction, and then you can just call eBay and lift that. You guys can also try Swappa if you're trying to sell phones locally because of an eBay restriction. Has anybody tried Swappa here yet? The Swappa is another good place to sell phones, and they won't restrict you. So you can try Swappa as well. Eric says no. So if you're restricted on your eBay account, guys, go for Swappa. It's another one. It's not going to sell as fast on eBay, and it might sell a little less, but Swappa, you only pay like 3% in fees or something ridiculous. It's very small. Very small. And you know, even if you get a little bit less of a price, you might end up making the same amount of money because you're not paying a lot of fees. And it's just like eBay where you can ship out the phone too. You don't have to meet up with people and stuff like that. Carl says, if I want to replace the cracked glass on Android iPhone, where can I get the order of the new glass? You know, Carl, that's yeah, don't bother. If you're trying to make money flipping phones, do not waste your time you know, trying to fix screens, guys. It's just bullshit. It's not going to make you any money. I mean, I can fix an iPhone in 4 freaking minutes, and I do not fix any cracked screens and flip them.
No,
If there was money in it, I'd be doing it. I've been doing it for 5 years. You will not make more money that way. The parts are going to cost more than probably you would end up making any money, and you're just going to waste your time. And then if you break something on the phone, you cost yourself even more money.
You run the risk of causing more damage, and you're going to lose.
Don't bother. It's not worth it. Josh says, I have a text from a potential customer. I'm on the chat now. Going to be calling him. But what would you price this at? MacBook Pro, 13-inch. You guys, why don't I just close them for you? You want to call them and put them on the chat, and I'll just close them like we did last time? Corey smiled. He liked that.
Do it.
Let me know, Josh. Go on, unmute yourself, and I'll just close this guy for you. He says we can do that. Let's do it. Come on, let's close this bastard. Get this laptop. What are you waiting for? Let me switch to my laptop. All right. All right. Let's see. What are the questions we have here? Sam says, oh, no. Okay, we already answered Sam's question. Okay, I think it was most of the questions you guys had. We'll wait for Josh, and then we're going to let you watch me close the deal with them live on the laptop. Corey says, I got a person who wants to sell me laptops too, but I'm scared I can't flip it. Guys, laptops are big money. What are we making on laptops right now?
It depends on the laptop, but a decent amount, especially MacBooks.
What's the average profit we make on a MacBook?
Oh, God. A couple hundred at least.
Yeah, we're making about 200 average profit per MacBook, right? I mean, we make $500. We get like, well, how many laptops tomorrow at the store are going to list?
3.
Yeah.
Plus, there's more that need to be listed next week.
I mean, we're making over $500 a week profit on laptops and MacBooks. So, guys, if you're scared, well, you're scared of losing $500 a week, you know? So, yeah, you might get burned and maybe lose 10 or 20 bucks here and there or something like that when you're learning. But you know what? I mean, you're missing out on $500 a week profit. That's $2,000 a month if you're not buying laptops and MacBooks because you're a little scared. So get over that quick and start buying them. Okay, you guys, you're going to be scared to buy all kinds of shit. There's never everything you're going to be perfect at. There's stuff I buy sometimes I don't even know what the frick I'm buying from people. I'm just like, okay, I look up the model number and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. Let's see what happens. And I mean, look at this shit. Give me those purses really quick. Give me that Louis Vuitton.
Which one?
This one right here. Yeah. I mean, Amy bought this Louis Vuitton right here, right? I don't fucking know if this thing's real or not. I think it is.
I'm pretty sure. I did my research.
We're pretty sure. I mean, we're like probably 70% sure. Paid $80, right? If this thing sells, I'm going to probably make like $400 on it. So I'll blow $80. And you know what? The more things we buy, the better we get at it. It's just how it is. So don't be afraid to take your chances, and because you'll make way more than you're going to lose. Promise you. Josh says he's calling out.
To talk to you.
There we go. Go ahead.
About the MacBook.
Boy, he puts me on the spot really fast. He didn't even tell me he's calling about it.
All right. Is that okay? All right. Here you go. Hold on.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. So you have a MacBook that you're looking to sell right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And that's Josh says, let me just make sure I have the information correct. He said a MacBook Pro, 13-inch with the Retina on it, and it's 2015. Is that right?
Yeah, early 2015. Yeah, I just actually texted the photo, picture of the system information.
Does that one have the model number? It's like got an MCLLA number or like an MDLL something. If you have that, that would be really helpful.
Get the model number. I can. Where would I find it? I was looking all over. All I saw is the A1507 or whatever.
It's 502 or 507? Because he said he has an A1502. Is it the A1502 or A1507?
A1502, I believe. Is that right?
Okay. So let me just look this up and see what we can do for you on that. And everything's in good condition with it? Does everything work all right?
It's like it's brand new.
Okay. Sounds good. Just give me 1 second. These could be a little tricky because there's so many different specs and things like that on them. So let's take a look. Sorry, my computer is going a little bit slow.
No worries.
Okay. And do you have the laptop and the charger with it? Or do you have the box or anything with it, or just the laptop and the charger?
I don't have a box. I have a charger and a wireless mouse.
And okay, you have charger and the mouse with it?
Yeah.
Looking like I could do. Just give me a second. It's hard to find this particular model. I'm reading through a bunch of parts right now, so I could probably do like 400 on that for you.
How much?
400.
That's all right. I got a guy in San Diego that I'll send it to at least at 720. But I appreciate it.
For what did you say? 720? He would pay you on that?
Yeah.
And then you have to send it to him though, or is that he's giving you cash on the spot?
So I have to send it to him.
Is that a website or is it an actual guy?
No, it's a website.
Because sometimes that's not cash for laptops, is it? Because some of those sites sometimes they'll offer overpriced, and then when they get it, they lowball you. It's the only thing I'm careful about with that, and then the shipping's expensive on it. So just be careful with that.
Yeah, I thought about that. That's what I got with one San Diego. I'm actually going to go down there.
Because if you actually go to the FTC website, they actually just did a whole article how they just shut down cash for laptops for doing that. You can see the article on the FTC website about that. You know what? Just out of curiosity, if we were to give you it's just tough the appraisal. Now I kind of have a little idea of the price. If I was to do like 600 on that, would you be willing to take that?
Yeah, I'd take that.
600? Okay, because we're giving green cash on the spot, and it's legitimate with the person, so you see it's for real. We inspect the laptop right in front of you and give you cash on the spot. So
it's brand new, basically.
Okay. That'll be work. Josh, are you able to come out to him, or is he in the area?
Yeah, he's a little far. We can meet in Palm Springs. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah, that would be fine.
All right, great.
Okay. Josh, why don't you set up a time where you guys can meet, and that's okay. By the way, what was your name? My name is Dave.
My name's Joe.
Joe?
Joe. Yeah, J-O-E.
Joe. Okay. Thanks so much, Joe, for working with us. I greatly appreciate it. We're really competitive with our price. We try to, get as much business as we can. If you have anything else you're looking to sell, we'll try to be aggressive and help you out with that as well and work with you. We try to give the best prices in the state if we can.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll definitely keep you guys in mind. And definitely let my friends know as well.
Oh, okay, great. Excellent. All right, well, I'll let you wrap things up with Josh, and you guys can meet up tomorrow. And thank you so much again, Joe. I appreciate it.
Great, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay. Guys, my closing average is like 100%. Every time I do this, I almost never miss. every single time. Anyways, not bragging. Just bragging a little bit. No, I am. I'm just rubbing your face, honestly. Okay. So Marcus says that was dope, dude. Way too smart. Now, if you guys look, right, we offered him $600. All right. Now I started off at 4. He was going to lose the deal. I hope he can't hear me. So Josh, make sure that's away from the speaker right now. So that way I don't really want to have him hear me talking about how much we made. But I mean, you see that's probably going to sell for $800-900. Okay. So even at $600, he's making about $150 profit on that laptop. Okay. Now I wanted to be safe because if he said $400, that's a $350 profit after expenses on that, guys. Okay. Now he had another guy offer him, but that's how you talk to people. You just work them down. The key is educating them on why they should do business and giving them a reason to doubt their competitors. You know, like I just instilled the doubt in that person's mind about that website. Now that's all true. The FTC, if they actually look it up. And the only reason I know that is because I know my product very well. I study my business. So if you know your product well, you have more power to educate them. Okay. I knew that because I study FTC regulations myself and I keep current on news. And I study my business. I know what's going on with my competitors. I know what's going on with the carriers. I know what phones are being released. That gives me much more negotiation power and confidence when speaking to people. Okay. So I'm able to make that kind of money. All right. So far, how are you guys like this chat? Is this beneficial? You guys learning stuff here?
I like the part where you said about the website. That was major key, as Khaled says.
Now, look, Josh, I'm doing a class on persuasion with Matt Poshis tomorrow. Are you coming at 1:30?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I need you to back me up on this. So when I tell people that I'm persuasive, that like you can tell them the stuff that you've seen me do. All right.
I don't know how you do it, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to I don't know, sound like you or something. But yeah, that was great. Yeah,
awesome. All right, good. Rainey says, glad I stayed for that. Can you post a video? Yes, I'm going to do a replay of this, guys, okay? But you see, my attitude is when one of you guys get someone on the phone, you can tell I'm fucking closing this guy. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to close him. And I'm going to fight tooth and nail, right? I wasn't hesitating like, oh, Josh, maybe you should put him on the phone. I'm like, get him on the phone now. Josh didn't even give me a second. He didn't even tell me he was calling the guy. He just calls him, and then he unmutes himself. Okay, I've got my boss right here. Gives you 2 seconds and puts him on. But my attitude is, I don't care. I'm closing this guy. I'm going to make a profit. So you have to ask yourself, what's your attitude when you get that person on the phone? Are you hesitant? Are you nervous? Are you like, well, I don't know if they're going to take this deal? Fuck that. They're going to take the deal because I said they're going to take the deal, because I'm confident I'm going to take that deal. That's how confident I am, okay? You have that attitude, watch your profit and your money get better and better. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Josh.
What were the triggers that let you know how to counter, and what to say? Like, what were I'm gonna try it. Like, how'd you know, what to say, basically? Like, how to counter? It's just natural, right? Or I don't know.
There's a lot of micro decisions as I speak to people that go on as I talk. It's from 20 years of business experience, 500 books, and a lot of courses and millionaire mentors. So there's stuff that I could go on. That's why I'm doing an entire webinar just on persuasion tomorrow and all the small decisions that go through my head when talking to people. But some key pointers there, right, is first, when the guy said 720, he says to me, Dave, I've already got someone that's selling for 720. I'm all set. I can already tell just by that. Now, this guy can tell the irritation in his voice. He's turned off. He feels screwed. He feels lowballed. So I have to put myself in the other person's shoes. Okay? You have to be empathetic if you want to be high-level persuasion. So I'm empathetic to the person. I think, okay, how does this man feel right now? He feels screwed. He feels betrayed. I've only offered him 400. Now I have to gain his trust back, right? So what I knew, now I have to instill doubt in the other man and make him feel that way about him instead of me. How do I do that? I have to educate him. I have to give him knowledge. So the other thing is, when you're persuading, is you keep the emotion out of the equation. As you see, I didn't raise my emotion. My emotion didn't change. I didn't get nervous. I didn't change my stance at all. I didn't hesitate. I didn't flinch. I say, okay, I understand that you got 720. Well, I tell you what, where did you get that from? Now I start finding, I ask him a question kind of like, that seems strange. Let's find out about this. You see, it wasn't like, oh, 720? Well, I could probably offer you 500 because that's what everybody else does, right? You're just going to go through a bitching match with the customer. And they're already thinking, well, I don't trust you now. You try to lowball me. Screw you. and everybody's going to try to battle on the price. That doesn't work. That's not effective, okay? Because he's just lost my trust. So now I have to gain it back by saying something like that, by instilling doubt. So I instill doubt by saying, where did you get that price, $720? That seems off. So now I'm challenging him. Oh, see, that keeps him on the phone with me too, because now he's thinking, oh, does he know something I don't know? Because he doesn't want to get screwed, right? So I say, well, that sounds off. Why? Where did you get that? And he says, oh, guy in San Diego. And now I'm thinking to myself, well, if it was a guy in San Diego, I know he's not going to offer this guy $720 because the thing's only selling for $850. Nobody who's buying electronics and flipping it is going to offer $720. So I know this. So I say to him, was that a website? And he goes, yes, it was a website. Now in his mind, he's going, holy shit. Maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. It's like a mind reader, okay? Because I know my business, right? So when people think you're a mind reader, they think you're brilliant, you're a genius. You know this stuff. You must be right. So I say, was it a website? He goes, yes. And I say, well, if that was cash for laptops, I just saw a website. The FTC just wants you to be careful with that because if you sell it to them, they just did a big article about how that company is offering people high prices. And then as soon as they get in, they're lowballing them. So I just want you to be concerned. If you do sell it, just be very cautious of that because you can actually go on the site right now and verify this information. So now with the confidence, I say to this man about how he can actually go on this website and verify what I'm saying. So you see, everything seems very congruent. Now I'm gaining his trust back because everything I'm saying makes sense and I'm watching out for his best interest. So if I'm watching out for his best interest, he can't possibly think that I'm trying to screw him or mistrust me. Does that make sense? Because I'm speaking in his own mind. So now I instill doubt. Now he's thinking, oh, this guy in San Diego's trying to screw me, huh? Well, screw him. I'll sell it to this guy and get cash. You see, so now I turn him around. There's a lot of decisions that go on my head in these conversations. You see that? Is this too complicated, or you guys are kind of where I'm coming from? This only comes with years of practice in sales. So you guys got to just keep doing it and get better and better at it, okay? And then you'll learn how to be more persuasive like this, all right? But if you can instill doubt in the competition, you can regain these big deals like that, okay? And be honest with people. Tell them, straight up, look, I tell you what, I can't offer you the 720 because I honestly don't even know how they're offering that. But I tell you what I can do, this is called the availability bias of the brain. When something is put in front of you, people are more apt to take something in front of them than they are something that's not real, okay, right? So, for example, I bet a lot of you guys, if you're single right now, you'll probably go on a date with a girl who's right there in front of you that says she'll date you, even if she's not as good looking as a super hot girl that you potentially have a date with tomorrow. Which would you take? Would you take the girl you definitely have a date with tonight, or would you take the potential maybe tomorrow? I bet at least 80% of you guys are going to take the girl in front of you that's a little bit less attractive because she's right there. And that's exactly what this person is going to do. Because I say to him, well, I can't give you the 720, but I can give you $600 cash, and we're real people. We'll drive right to you, inspect everything right there in front of you, cash money in your pocket. Now this guy's going, okay, 600 guaranteed, or I sell to this company for 720. They take my laptop and they steal it, and I'm out everything. Or they offer me $500 and lowball me. That's too much risk, man. Screw that. I'm going with this guy for the 600 because I'm not going to go through all that risk. You see, all these I created problems to get the deal. I created all these bad, scary things that could happen. So he's like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. So now he wants to go with me because it's safe, it's secure. $600 and it's a guarantee. You're going to give me cash? All right, I'm in. Let me know, guys, if this is too advanced for you. I don't want to, if this is like way too high level, I don't want to waste your time talking about it. But I mean, this is the stuff you ask. How I convert almost 100% of people I talk to is these high level persuasion tactics. It's not just one little technique. It's a series of micro decisions that lead up to the sale. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. That's the best advice that I can give, though. Put yourself in the other person and think, if I was this guy, what would be going on in my mind right now? You'll notice I speak slowly on the phone. This gives me an opportunity to think before I speak. Because a lot of you guys are just shouting out the first thing that comes to your mind. That's gonna shoot you, right? That's gonna shoot yourself in the foot. My old boss used to call that loose lips sink ships. You're gonna blow your own deal because you're too quick to respond. But by talking slowly and listening, I can think and I can analyze. And the first thing I'm thinking is, what would I be thinking if I was this guy? And what would sell me? And that's all I thought to close this guy. And then I came up with all that other stuff to answer that question. All right, let's move on to a little bit more simple topics. What other questions do you guys have? We've got about 15 minutes. I also want to get Amy training a little bit on this. Marcus says, I understand it. Just need to focus on getting the calls in, the ads up. Oh, yeah, let's get Marcus on there so I can help him with that, as a matter of fact. And then we'll do some more other stuff. Marcus, can you put yourself on right now and unmute yourself? We'll look at your Craigslist ads.
All right, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, what would you like to know?
Let's see. So what's the biggest problems you're having right now in a nutshell?
My only problems are getting into the cell phone market with the ads. So this morning I woke up, I had my coffee, sat down in front of my computer, and I immediately started posting multiple ads on one Facebook account because I saw other sellers, or I'm sorry, buyers doing the same thing. So I figured I could do it. I just have to change up the title words and description a little bit. It didn't work. After I made the first post, all the other ads immediately got flagged by Facebook. And on OfferUp, I had more people contact me on OfferUp, but within 15 minutes, OfferUp flagged it and took it down. And I couldn't even respond to the emails that I already had going. They got
How many Craigslist ads do you have stuck right now?
Right now, I actually have one Craigslist ad, and 2 weeks ago when I posted my first Craigslist ad, I got tons of hits. I got tons of inquiries, but now if I post it, I don't get anything. Like all day today, not a single Craigslist ad.
How many Craigslist ads did you say?
Just one. That's all I have. Because the first one I posted when I first joined your class, after I read things for a week, I got so many, responses and emails and inquiries. One was all I needed because it was like
anybody here that's experienced, can you guys tell Marcus what one Craigslist ad will get you? Go ahead and type in the chat. If you're selling over $1,000 a month on eBay right now, tell Marcus what one Craigslist ad will get you. Michael says you.
Yeah, because I watched your videos religiously, and the one that stood out to me the most was "Don't Miss This One." I can't remember the exact title, but it basically was clarifying that your very first ad that you post, that's going to get the most business, and then the next week you're only going to get 40% or 10% of what you got from the first week. So I paid attention to that.
Okay,
but,
good.
But the other thing that's really irking me is that when I first started posting the ads on Facebook, I had tons of people messaging me, through the texting system there, but none of those people would meet me on the prices, even if I offered 85%. But if I get them on the phone, then I can talk to them.
You're trying to squeeze blood out of a stone. Too full of a stone. So you got, Marcus, you need more ads. You are not going to get a lot of deals on one ad. No matter what, even if you're getting calls, if you're getting that much calls in one ad, you're in a gold mine area. So you need to put up 20 ads, and you want any business at all. Okay.
Well, just a tip that I'm doing that I found that works is I'm in an area called Maple Valley. It's out in pretty much the suburbs. There's a lot of money here.
Okay.
But I post my ads in zip codes where Microsoft, Google, and all of those areas are in Washington. So those people think that I'm in that area. But what I do is I drive up there once I get contacts with them.
And where do you post these?
So I look up the zip codes of the areas where Google, Microsoft, eBay, and all of those businesses are up there.
Okay.
Because up in that area, there's a lot of tech companies that give away cell phones for free to all their employees as like rewards and stuff like that. So I'm after those guys.
You're posting ads on Craigslist to get those there? Or?
I'm posting those particular ads on Facebook using a certain zip code, and then on Craigslist I'm doing the same thing. Because at first I posted those ads for my area, for Maple Valley, and I got much better responses from
your biggest goal right now, Marcus. You need to get 10 ads up for buying phones. You need to get 3 ads up for buying MacBooks, 3 ads up for buying smartwatches. Hang on. iPads and tablets, and that's going to get you some business.
Hang on. Say that one more time, please, real quick.
You need to get a minimum of 10 ads on Craigslist looking to buy smartphones. You need to get at least 3 up looking for MacBooks and laptops. You need 3 up for smartwatches. And you need 3 up for iPods and iPads.
Okay, that way
you stagger them. Put 1 in the wanted section, put 1 in the financial services section, put 1 in the local community news. And for the phone ones, do 1 just for iPhones. Then do 1 just for Galaxy phones. Do 1 just for HTC phones. Do 1 for all phones. Try to vary them up by doing that, okay? Do that and get 20 ads at Craigslist in your business.
Okay. Now, what the other issue that I'm having that frustrated me the most was today was the first day that, I'm sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
okay, my first frustration was today was I right away I started posting multiple ads under the one account on Facebook, and all of them after the first one got flagged immediately. How do I cope with that when it was on Facebook, and
are you posting in the marketplace?
Yeah, marketplace.
Okay, the marketplace sucks. The marketplace, I can't get an ad to stick for 5 minutes. So
the thing is, I'm seeing other buyers, and they're doing it, and they're posting 20 with the same picture and the same title, and it's all under the same account.
The problem is, yes, there are people doing that, but it's a shitload of work. There's people in this group that are doing it too, but it's nonstop work, and you have to maintain it. I like things that are automated. I don't like to sit there and waste my time posting stupid ads every day. That's just not what I feel like doing. So like, I want to get the ads and have a core system that's generating me a certain amount of money every month, right? And my core system makes me about $20,000 a month. I don't post anything in that Facebook marketplace. Now, Amy posts in Facebook groups 3 to 5 times a day. That's her job. Okay?
Wow.
Groups 3 to 5 times a day. Yeah. But those posts stick. So I'm getting posts that stick in groups 3 to 5 times a day. We're not posting in the Facebook marketplace. Don't get me wrong. If you post on the Facebook marketplace, your phone will blow up for 5 minutes. But for 5 freaking minutes, do I want to keep doing that over and over again every day? I mean, that's just really tedious. And if you have nothing better to do with your life, sure, go ahead and do that. You want to jumpstart? But me, I have way more important things to do than be posting ads all day long, right? And even if I do, I'd rather post ads that are going to stick and give me repeat business for the time I put in, rather than give me 5 minutes worth of business. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So guys, make sure you're posting in Facebook groups instead of the marketplace 3 to 5 times a day, and you got 20 to 30 ads up on Craigslist. How many people have exactly what I just said right now? Say yes if you do. How many people have that? 20 ads on Craigslist and 3 to 5 times on Facebook groups. I bet only 20% of you guys have it at the most. We got 20 people on this chat. Let's see if even 5 of you guys have it.
What you're discussing right now is my primary focus.
Yep, 100%. Barry says, I do not. I know you guys don't. If you would, you'd be like Josh doing $6,000 a month, $8,000 a month. Because Josh has it. I know he does. He's too busy right now picking up a laptop. Michelle has it. She's doing $9,000 a month. I know you don't have it because if you're not doing $3,000 or $4,000 a month, you don't have it. No, it's 3 by 3 by 3. You got to have 20 ads on Craigslist, and you're going to be posting at least 3 ads a day, every day in Facebook groups. Marcus says, how many email accounts does this require? I mean, it's not that much. We probably have, for Craigslist, we probably have 8 or 9. You could get away with 4 or 5 though, and still have that. Yeah. Okay. You don't need 8 or 9. I just happen to have a shitload of emails, so I take advantage of it. You don't need. All right. I didn't even get one person that responded that said they have 20 Craigslist ads and posting 3 or 5 times a day in Facebook groups. Okay. So guys, I mean, look, there's an old saying: if it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it's a duck, right? You ever heard that, guys? Well, if you act like someone who sells $20,000 a month on eBay, and you do all the things that someone that sells $20,000 a month on eBay does, you probably sell $20,000 a month on eBay. If you act like someone who's broke and not buying phones, and you do the actions of someone who's broke and not buying phones, you're probably going to be broke and not buying phones. Okay? Sorry to sound like a jerk, but that's just how life works, right? Okay? So, guys, if you're not getting big numbers, start doing what big number people do. Start acting like big number people, and you'll get big numbers. A lot of people are afraid, though, like, Steve, I'm going to put all this work in, it's not going to work out. Well, boo-hoo. Just do it and find out. What are you afraid of? I'm curious, actually. What is stopping you from doing that, guys? That's stopped you from doing that 20 ads on 3 to 5 times a day. Because I'm sure this is not the first time you say this. Josh is doing it every day. Josh, what are you selling right now? Josh is about to hit $10,000 a month, he told me. Corey says, I'm freaking out because I can't sell the phones I'm getting. Well, that's a good problem. If you're getting more phones you can handle, just figure out how to sell them. Move it. Like, just get on with it. You'll sell them. You will. If you're buying them right, you're going to sell them too. You'll make a profit. Nestor says, I'm
almost at 10 grand, David.
What's that? You're almost at 10 grand?
Yeah.
Boom. And Josh has 36 ads up, guys. 36 ads. It's not a coincidence. Marcus says, I want people to post how many ads they have up and then show off the money they make those ads so we see the difference. I believe in what Dave is saying. I mean, I don't know if everybody wants to publicly shame themselves, but, you know, or post what they're doing, but still, I'm telling you guys, I've just been doing this a long time and teaching this. I've had plenty of students that have hit 15 grand. I've had plenty of students that haven't hit. The guys that don't make shit are the ones that don't follow directions and don't do the right things. They don't post ads. They don't post in Facebook groups. They don't negotiate, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't watch the videos. The guys that are making money or the girls that are making money are the ones watching the videos 2 or 3 times. They've got multiple ads up on Craigslist. They're posting multiple times on Facebook, and they know how to close when they get a phone call. That's all you got to do. It's very simple, guys. It's not complicated. Michael says, I have 26 ads on Craigslist. Excellent. How much are you doing a month right now, Michael? Michael's coming to my boot camp next week, by the way. He trained with me in person on the last one, and we come into this boot camp as well, Buy, Sell, Fix. 2,000 so far for the month. Not bad for halfway through the month. Right. Michael, how old are you? 23. Not bad, 23 years old doing that part-time on the side. How many hours are you working a week, Michael, for that money? About 5 with no car. 5 hours a week with no car. $2,000 for the month, and it's halfway through the month. At 23 years old. Okay, guys? Michael came to the boot camp last month, and he trained with me in person. I helped Michael. He was struggling. He hadn't even bought any phones yet. Only a month ago. So, start doing the right thing, things turn around. Carl says, hey, Dave, if you check the IMEI number of a counterfeit phone at IMEI checker website, will the IMEI indicate it's counterfeit? No, unfortunately. So I don't think you guys should watch that phone flipping live TV show. I know you guys bought the course. My free content is still pretty good, and I give some good advice in there. And you get to watch me run my store and stuff. You should be watching my Facebook Lives and my YouTube videos that I put up. In the last Facebook Live, I showed a fake iPhone. I don't know if you guys, anybody see that? Where I showed the fake iPhone and I opened it up and showed what it looked like inside. It's pretty cool. But I did that on one of my, I'm uploading it. I just uploaded it to my YouTube channel right now. So that's good stuff to watch, guys. Even though it's not paid stuff in the course, it's pretty cool to see that. So you should watch my free content as well. It's got a lot of value. Marcus says, what's the name of the site for making ads again? One more time. What do you mean the name of the site for making ads, Marcus? Ryan says the candy bar battery. Yeah, that was what it looked like an iPhone. Yep. Fiverr. Yeah, you can use that for pictures. But I mean, you can do all text ads and everything too. You don't even need to do that. Don't worry about all the little minor things. You can play it once you get up to 10 or 15 ads, then you can start making pictures. But just do 10 or 15 like text ads. Marcus says, pay $5 having other guys make the ads. Yeah, that's Fiverr. Corey says that, yeah, that fake phone, the IMEI check out. Yeah, it does. IMEIs will check out on fake phones. Be very careful with that. You're just going to look at it and make sure it's fake. So watch that video so you can see the things I told you to look out for. Marcus said, okay, that's right. Thanks. Just for my notes. Cool. All right. Corey's showing me something. What are you showing me, Corey? Is that your phone you just bought? That's not a fake iPhone, right? No, it's good. Okay. All right. Let's answer 5 or 10 minutes more questions because I kind of wanted Amy to answer some questions. So far, guys, let me know, how do you like this chat, the stuff we went over, and what's the biggest things you learned or had an epiphany on so far in this group chat? What's some of the things that you wanted to know? I mean that some of the things that you learned that you're like, oh, damn, this is what I need to know. Type it in the chat right now so I can kind of get an idea. Eric says closing and confidence. Okay, good. I was wondering if you guys like that stuff. All right. Sometimes I get a little hardcore, but I guess it's good. Ryan says keeping it simple, okay? Yeah. Marcus says I fully understand how much to get in and how much you will get a return. Cool. All right, good. Corey says closing, okay? Eric says, don't shy away from high-level topics. We'll rise to the occasion. All right, good. Hopefully. All right, good. I'll try to do more high-level stuff for you guys. Keep it basic. We'll do it like a kind of a thing. Right? Anything else you guys learned? All right. Marcus says I got to go have a customer coming over for All right, great. One thing I just want to tell you guys really quick is I want you to do me a favor, guys, because I'm really focused on getting you guys selling some big numbers right now. So I'm really putting as much effort as I can in these group chats to teach you guys to be phone flipping animals, machines, all right? I want to hear some testimonials from you guys. I'm not seeing enough testimonials in the group, and I know some of you guys are doing really well, but you're not posting about it. When you do well, I want to hear it. I want you to almost brag about it. And I'll tell you why that's important. A lot of people say you shouldn't brag. I think that's fucking bullshit. And I'll tell you why, okay? Because when you talk about how well you did, it holds you to a high standard, okay? If you see my Facebook Live, I'm always talking about how much we did each week in sales and stuff. And I'll tell you why. When I talk about last week and I made $12,000 in sales, if I only do $7,000 this week, I feel like an asshole. I'm like, oh, man, here I am bragging about $12,000 a week, and I only made $7,000. I got to get my shit together, man, right? So this holds me to a certain standard because I'm telling the public this. Now, a lot of people are afraid to say these things because they're like, oh, but if I say it, then it's going to hold me accountable. No shit. That's why I do it, okay? This gives you some guts. So I want you to post to the group, be like, yeah, Dave, I made $1,000 today flipping phones. I want to hear that, and I want you to almost straight up brag to the group about how good you're doing. One, it motivates people. And if anybody gets pissed off because you're bragging, they're negative anyways, and they're probably going to fail regardless, okay? I don't care if a couple people get butthurt because you're doing well. Too bad. We don't have room for that in this group. This is a group of people that are phone flipping animals that are here to support each other and all successful. So we should all be happy that someone's doing well. There just shouldn't be one person in this group that is pissed off that someone's making money and they're not, okay? Unless you guys are like literally next door to each other and they just stole your customer. As long as that's not the case, we should all be supportive and helping people out, okay? So I want to see more stuff in this group about how much money you guys are making because it's going to keep you accountable. It's going to keep you motivated, right? All right, and you know what? If you suck, you should mention that too and be like, guys, I'm sucking here. My sales are terrible. Help me out. And I want you to do a cry for help to the group so we can all kick you in the ass and get you going. So many people in this group are so chicken shit, they're scared to say how bad they're doing because they're afraid that people are going to look down on them. Well, have some balls and post in the group and say, hey, I suck, man. I'm not doing well. What can I do? So that way we can kick you in the ass and get you going, right? That's the only way we're going to be able to help you. Okay, now look, I'm swearing and I'm being brutal and I'm being blunt and brash right now, so I apologize for that. But I don't apologize. I don't give a shit if this hurts your feelings or not because this is what you got to do to make some money. Okay, so if I got to give you a beating right now to get you going, that's what I'm going to do. Because you guys paid me. I want to make sure you get your money for worth out of this, all right? Guy says I'm fired up. That's right. Damn right I'm fired up. I want to get you guys making money. It fires me up to not see people doing as well as me, especially when they paid me for this advice. I want everybody doing like Josh. I beat on Josh. Man, Josh got the biggest beating when he joined this group. For 2 weeks, he came on and made a total fool of himself. Every week he came on and screwed up. He sounded stupid on the phone. He was horrible negotiating. He was embarrassed. And I would yell at him, and Josh, that's not going to work. You need to do this, man. And you know what? 4 months later, here he is, 10 grand a month. Okay? So don't be a wuss. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and get beat on a little bit. Okay?
I was also in the military too, but yeah, you're right.
Being an entrepreneur is
David being nice.
Being an entrepreneur is no place for people that have no guts, guys. You want to make money, you got to have a little bit of guts, all right? Just because you bought a course, phones aren't going to just flying out of the fucking sky and fall in your lap. They're not going to sell themselves to you for cheap prices. You got to make it happen, all right? Anyways, I'm done ranting. Just figured I'd give that to you guys. Everybody in agreement, who's with me on this? Say yes if you're with me on it. And you know what?
Yes.
Give me a screw you, Dave, if you're against me. At least I know who doesn't believe in me. If you're with me, let me know. And if you're not with me, that's cool. I'm not forcing you to get fired up. It's okay. I don't want to hurt you. Carl says yes. Barry says yes. Alan says, is anyone going to the boot camp? I have a room if anyone wants to save cost. Last chance, guys. If you guys want to go to the boot camp, it's only $497, and you get to spend a day with me beating your ass for $497. And we're going to go out and have some fun and go to dinner and drinks at Dave & Buster's if you want to have a little enjoyment, too. I'm actually pretty fun to hang out with, believe it or not. I'm just a jerk. Eric says, I feel like I've been very negative in the past. That's all right. We all learn. Melton says, beer for my horses. Eric's just starting to believe. Good, good. I like to see that. Ryan gives a thumbs up. Michael says, I like the honesty. All right, good. Awesome, guys. Well, it's been a great chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it today. If you have any last questions, let me know. If you want to ask Amy anything, she's right here. You guys don't get to talk to her much. I'll give you guys like 5 minutes with her if you want to go ahead and talk to her for a second, ask any questions.
Yeah, I have a question about Facebook group ads. So should I be posting like the same ad over and over again, like every other day in the same group, or should I have like a variety of different ads for each group?
You want a variety. I usually post between 8 to 10 a day. It's probably the highest limit that you should. But I'll make one ad and I'll choose the 8 to 10 groups it's going to go in. And then I'll post it for that one day. But then the next day, I'm going to make up a completely different ad and post that in different groups. Because you don't want to spam a group, because that's how it gets flagged. After a while, you just won't be able to put them up. So you want different ones.
Okay. And should we be really diligent with Facebook on comments and people saying, hey, I have this kind of phone in the comments, or should we just wait for them to call?
If you're not getting calls, respond to the messages. Try to get them to call you.
Yeah.
Or get their number and you call them. But yeah, if you're not getting the calls, then you want to interact with them to,
Okay.
and you want to take what you can get.
Yeah, I noticed someone posted under my ad, I missed it, but someone posted like, hey, I have this phone, what will you give me? And then another buyer was just like, oh, I'll give you this amount for it. And then, so other people were like trying to use it to buy stuff.
Can't you delete those posts when they do that, try to steal your business?
If someone posts on your post trying to buy phones or something like that, sometimes you'll get competitors that do that. Idiot, like I don't know if Yuki's still on, but he had some real jerk post on his thing about stuff, and he was trying to put them down. Just delete those people and block them from your Facebook, so
that's
they don't.
Your post.
Yeah,
don't let them take it.
Block them from your Facebook, so they can't even see when you post in a group anymore.
Yeah, and definitely interact. It doesn't take much. Like this is what it was Microsoft Word. I don't know if anybody can see that. Probably not. I don't think you can. But anyway, I just wrote up something on Microsoft Word. Need cash? I buy used or cracked iPhones, smartphones, and electronics. Call for a quote. And I put the number right on the picture. And I just posted it up.
Can they actually see that? Did you show them? Like,
I don't think you can see it because of
let it focus. You got to let it focus for a second.
You want to do it?
They can see it. Now they can see.
I did a Microsoft Word. There's also another program that I use. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's canva.com. And you can make up your own little fancy text picture ads. And I do that a lot too. So if you don't have enough money to do Fiverr all the time and you want to do, new ads, that's another thing you can do. Or you can just get a piece of notebook paper and just type up, I'll buy your phone, and put your phone number and just put that in the picture. But you definitely want to switch up the groups you put it in, and you definitely want to switch up the ads.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I normally use Photoshop, but yeah, I can try that stuff too. Yeah,
simple. Keep it simple. It'll be easier for you, unless you're really familiar with Photoshop and it takes you 5 minutes to do it, My other question is, when you put an ad up, do you put it as you're selling something, or you put it up as a discussion?
I kind of put it up as I'm selling something.
All right. I also mix that up. Sometimes I'll do it like I'm selling something, but I actually get more response if I put it up as a discussion.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, I get more interaction that way.
I just kind of assumed that everything in like a group like that was posted as like a selling, so I'll have to look up how to make a discussion.
I always do the discussion. There's a little tab that says start a discussion or sell an item.
And
just select the little thing that says start a discussion.
You're going to get more interaction from that because people are going to feel like they're not being sold, or, it's gimmicky.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Carl says, is it true that in Facebook your post falls lower in the group as others post, and that you can bump it back up by just posting a comment, or do you have to post it again from scratch in order to get it back to the top of the Facebook group? Go ahead, you answer that. You know that one. I know the answer. I just want to see.
Honestly, I know that one.
Yeah, so all you do is, if you're in a group, anytime someone comments on a post, that post gets bumped to the top of the group. So yeah, you can actually just go back to your old post and type in a period or just bump or something, and it bumps your post back to the top. That's why if you ever go through the group and you see the word bump, that's all they're doing is they're bumping the post to the top.
I do notice too, if you do answer people's questions when they ask you a question on the ad, people are going to be more apt to actually pay attention to it because they're going to see all the comments on it.
Yeah, the more interaction you do with the post, the more interaction it causes.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
So every day I'll post it up.
Josh says you won't have to worry if you're posting every day. It's a numbers game. Yeah, it definitely is a numbers game. The more you post, the better you're going to get.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, too, we kind of cheat. Like, I have a Facebook group, page, and Dave has one. So sometimes I'll post under his, and then sometimes I'll post under mine, so I can actually get kind of more out there.
Profile.
Profile.
Yeah.
Facebook profile.
Yeah.
So I'll do it that way. So if you have a wife or a girlfriend or somebody that has a Facebook page, you can have her do something under her name as well, and you can get more out.
Corey says, what should I say to eBay when I call tomorrow to get them to lift the restrictions? Is there anything they want to hear or don't want to hear? You don't usually call eBay. I usually call.
You
so,
call eBay. That's
yeah, just say, no, there's no restrictions. Just say, hey, look, I'm buying cell phones. I'm a reseller. I have, if you have a business license, that's even better. If you don't, just say, hey, look, I'm a reseller in the area. And I make sure I have them sign a bill of sale. I have receipts if you want to see them, and you can give them a copy. You can say, like, I'll send the copies of receipts in if you want. They like to see that you're legitimate. One, they want to know you're not buying stolen goods. That's a big concern for them. And two, they want to make sure that you're just a legitimate business and you're buying, you're actually inspecting the items, and the items you're selling are quality items. So if you do that, then you'll have a better chance convincing them. They're pretty lenient as long as you're nice to them and you explain. Randy says, I'm afraid to get kicked from Facebook groups since I sell on them too. How many Facebook groups have we been kicked out of for doing it?
None. I've had getting kicked out of any, personally.
I think I got kicked out of 1 or 2 groups in maybe 5 years.
As long as you follow the rules, if you go on a Facebook group, usually on the top right, it has rules, whatever that the administrator set. As long as you follow the rules and adhere to them, they're not going to kick you out.
Yeah.
So.
Especially if you're posting, if you're not posting, if you post like 10 times a day in the same group, you're going to get kicked out. But as long as you keep your post to 1 time a week per group, then you'll be fine. You don't post 3 to 5 times a day in the same group over. You got to rotate the posts.
Yeah, actually, and that leads me, I'll post in 8 to 10 groups. And then the same day, I'll actually try to join at least 5 to 10 new groups. So I'm setting them up for the next day. So I'm always constantly trying to join new groups, and I'm posting in different groups. That way it gives you a selection.
Any other questions? Good questions, guys. Anything else you guys want to know about?
Yeah, I had a question on Craigslist. So right now where I'm currently at, I'm in California, and I'm not quite in LA, and I'm not quite in Inland Empire. I'm like on the border. So should I be posting in both LA and Inland Empire, or just pick one?
Don't you have to only pick one? Personally, Rhode Island's small. Rhode Island's probably, our whole state is probably the size of LA. So I don't really encounter that issue too much.
I personally would pick the closest one to you and post as many ads you can there, or wherever you think the most business is going to come from, and then do one account completely separate with a few ads in the other area, and then compare, see which one gets you the most business. Whatever ones you're getting the most calls from, or whatever area, do more ads in that area than the other one.
Yeah, I think I heard you say in one of the videos that you can't have, you don't want to have one account where like one ad you post in one area.
You don't want to do, whatever you do, don't mix the areas on one account. Definitely not. Yeah, keep it separate. Yeah. And you'll have a better chance if you post most of your ads in just one area rather than 2 different areas. So try to just find out which area ends up being better, and then just go hammer all in on that area.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Also, too,
like Josh says he's near in that area, so find out what area is Josh in, because he's doing pretty well, and post all your ads right in Josh's area. I'm just messing with Josh. I'm like, don't do that. Just kidding, Josh.
Hell no. Hell no.
No, just test what area is better and then post there. I just had to mess with them a little bit.
On Facebook groups too, like I noticed Craigslist. Craigslist has Facebook groups.
Yeah.
So like, I live in Rhode Island, so I'll post in Craigslist Rhode Island on Facebook, and then I'll also go and I'll post on Massachusetts Facebook groups for Craigslist.
Massachusetts is only about 20 minutes away from us, the border, so that's why.
Yeah, it's a completely different state, but they have Craigslist has their own Facebook groups. For the different
when I was working out of my own, I had about 8 accounts that were in Rhode Island, and then I did like 2 or 3 that were just in Massachusetts. So I would do exactly what I told you, Eric, with the 2 different areas. I would sprinkle some in one area and do most in the other area. Sam says, speaking of the business license, at what point we say it's necessary? I mean, PayPal doesn't 1099 you to do $20,000 a year. Once you do $20,000 a year, then you get 1099, and you're going to have to report that income and do what you will with that information. But you know, that's when you become pretty legitimate, you know. Before then, you're just kind of like a casual seller. I would say, you know, once you start doing $2,000 to $3,000 a month consistently, I'd probably, you know, get yourself a business license, because at that point you're making a legitimate income, you're running a legitimate business. It'd be good to do that. I mean, you don't really have to get a business license usually. There's not, in most places, not such a thing as that, especially if you're just working from home. But, you know, being like a corporation, like I'm an S Corp, help protect you. I think you guys should talk to an accountant more of that, because I really don't want to be held liable for tax advice at all. I'm not giving any tax advice on this chat. So best just call an accountant and ask him about this stuff, guys, on that. I can help you make the money, but you have to hire someone else to show you how to manage that money and pay taxes on it and stuff. All right. Anything else for Amy that you want to ask her, for Amy specifically?
David, what about cameras? I have someone hitting me up about cameras. I heard you do cameras too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What was the question?
He's
sorry,
asking
what
if
was
we
the
do cameras.
Yeah, we purchase cameras. It's the same thing as a phone. Pretty much any electronic device. Ask for the make, the model, and you do an appraisal on eBay.
Okay.
Was there more to the question? Like, was there anything else you wanted to know about the
Great.
camera?
Thank you. No, it's just what to look for. Basically the same thing, though, right? Just make, model, well, not carrier, and then condition.
Yeah, pretty much anything electronic. It's the same as the phones. The make, the model, the condition, and you just do the appraisal and you price it right.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Amy's not answering that question in detail, because when I train people that work for me, I just train them to buy anything. You buy whatever it is, look up the model number, look up the condition, do an appraisal, make an offer. So they're not nervous like, oh, what if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong with the laptop? They literally don't give a shit. They just buy based on the model. That's how you guys should be. You shouldn't be worried about, well, I don't know anything about cameras. Neither do I. If you watch one of my YouTube videos,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
completely wrong. There's actually comments saying how stupid I am, and I know nothing about cameras in my YouTube video, because I called it like a T3i or something, or i3T. I don't even know what the fuck I called it, but I didn't even know what the hell the camera was, and I'm talking about it saying we made money. I mean, I fucking made $200 on that camera. I didn't even know what the hell the thing was, and people are like, dude, you don't know shit about cameras. You're an idiot. You suck. That may be so, but I'm making a lot more money than that guy is, I can tell you that, okay? So the bottom line is, you don't need to know about all the stuff you're buying. You just need to know how to appraise it and what to offer for it, and that's it.
Yeah, people come in with the camera, I just make sure that I can turn it on and I can click the button. I try to take a picture. So as long as I can do that, I pretty much know what I need. And yeah, we buy all kinds of stuff, Bluetooth speakers. Pretty much people call up. If it's something we don't typically buy, I don't care. I'll go ahead and I'll look it up to see if there's a profit. Perfect example, Austin actually had one of our employees had somebody call in with a computer printer. The thing was like a $500 printer, I guess, selling online, and it was huge. To make a long story short, we ended up not buying that because, yeah, it may be selling for $500, but the thing weighs like 50 pounds. It's gigantic, and to ship it, it made no sense. But the thing is, we did the appraisal, we found out how much it would cost to ship, and we made an educated decision that it just wasn't worth buying.
And I was like, offer him $80. What happens?
Actually, right? No, I told him to offer 40.
Oh, you told him you should have offered 80. That's too low. 40 is too low.
No, I did a reappraisal.
Yeah. I mean, don't be afraid to make an offer on it, guys. And, because the worst thing that happens, they say no. And in this situation, they said no. But the thing is, if they say yes, then we make money. And I'm safe. I always go, like, if you're scared to buy something, just lowball the shit out of them. And you'd be surprised. People will still sell it to you, even if you lowball them. So if you're, like, nervous about buying MacBooks, throw some lowballs out there just to get deals at first. And once you buy a couple, you have more confidence and you start buying more. Same thing with cameras, So when in doubt, lowball. Yeah. That one says lowball expert. That's me. You definitely are the lowball expert, Melvin.
I think Corey had asked about Kindles too. Yeah, you can make money off of Kindles. It's the same thing. Just look up what generation, what they're selling for.
Yeah.
If it works, if you can make a profit, buy it.
Sam says there's nothing wrong with lowballing and peeling them off the ceiling. I did that time with trade with Kirk Hart. Absolutely. Corey says there are any pitfalls to it. But yeah, they don't buy it. They don't sell it. Where's the that's it.
Kindles.
Oh, Kindles, yeah.
And you don't really have to worry about that unless it's like a phone. You don't have to worry about the ESN. You just check the serial
Eric says, do
number.
you check the serial number on items you don't have an IMEI? How do you check they're stolen? Like, do we worry about that big, like with stuff like that?
No, not really. There is a site that you can check, but it's like 99 cents to check it. So if you really want peace of mind, you can go to checkmate.com.
I mean, you just use common sense. If the guy comes up to you, he's got a $1,000 MacBook, right? This thing's selling for $1,000, and it's like, oh, I lost the charger. Who the frig loses a charger to a $1,000 MacBook? I mean, what person in the world would do that? Like, I mean, it's one thing. Nobody keeps the chargers to the phone. They're all unique, but MacBooks all have their own separate charger. And same thing with any other kind of computer. They're unique to that computer. You need the charger to use it. Who the hell just, loses? Oh yeah, I just happened to lose the charger that's, normally plugged into the wall all day long, and it just happened to disappear. It's probably stolen, right? So as long as you use common sense, or same thing like a charger to a camera, that you need a certain charger for that battery, and it's like a $600 camera, and you need that charger to make that camera work. If they don't have the charger, then don't buy it. Obviously, it's stolen. But if they have the charger and they've got it, then you're good. It's probably not stolen. And you just make sure to get an ID and a bill of sale from them. We got to wrap this up, though, guys, because we're 20 minutes past the time here. I hope you guys like this. And like you have anything on the chat, let me know. I'll have it a bit more. And give a little bit of variety to the chat. MacBooks have Find My MacBook on it. They do have a Find My thing. You just make sure you restore it when you buy it, and you don't have to worry about it. As long as you restore any devices you guys buy, that eliminates pretty much 99% of any problems you're going to have with it. You will not have Find My iPhone, Google Lock, anything. As long as you're restoring the stuff on the spot when you buy it, you'll be fine.
Actually, with Google, you have to remove it before you do it.
Right, that's what I mean. You find out about this part. Google Lock, you don't buy it. It's not going to get burned that way. All right, we got to stop the questions. All right, guys, have a great day. Look, do me a favor, post in the group. If people aren't coming to this group chat, let's rub it in their faces how good this group chat is and how much money you're going to make. And I want to see some bragging going on about your sales. All right, and it's not just to promote me. I wanted to do it for you, so like you motivate yourself. All right, you guys have a great night. Enjoy and kick some ass.